Hey, so you want to know how to use the past continuous? Well, don't worry, you've come to the right place. In this video, I'll explain when and how do we use the past continuous. So let's have a look. Hey everyone, this is Kevin from English4exams.com, and in today's video we're going to be looking at the past continuous. So we'll have a look at how do you use it, when do you use it, and we'll also have a look at some example sentences, break them down and highlight the important parts so it's nice and easy for you to understand. Just checking, if you are unsure about how to use the past simple, click on this link here and it will explain everything you need to know about it, and then that way it will make it easier to understand how to create the past continuous, because they're very similar. However, you just add verb and ing. So let's have a look at the first one. So how do you use the past continuous? Well, with the past continuous, it's very similar to the past simple. However, we use was, were, plus verb, plus ing. So up on the screen, you can see some examples of positive, negative, and the two different types of question forms. So a few quick examples. Positive, it was raining. Negative, he wasn't listening. Question, were they playing? And also another question with WH, for example, where, why, who. So for example, where were you living? Okay, so now we know how to use the past continuous. Let's have a look at when do we use the past continuous. So the first point, we can use it to set the scene and to give background information at the beginning of a narrative. So let's have a look at two examples. So the first example, when I walked into the office, everyone was working. They were talking very loud on the phone. The second example, it was a cold Monday morning. The wind was blowing and the clouds were getting darker and darker. The past continuous is also used for an action in progress, which is then often interrupted by another shorter action, usually the past simple. So, for example, I was making this video when suddenly my dog barked. Or, I was walking down the street when I dropped my phone. And a quick tip for you, the past continuous is not used with stative verbs. Now, if you're not sure what stative verbs are, I'll put a link in the description below about some of the most common stative verbs. And just to give you a brief explanation, stative verbs are usually verbs of feeling. So, for example, you wouldn't say, I was liking that video. You would say, I liked that video. Or you wouldn't really say, I was loving that game. You would say, I loved that game. So with stated verbs, we don't usually use them with the past continuous. Now let's look through some example sentences and break them down bit by bit, and we'll have a look at the answers together. But before you do that, if you found this video, interesting, or you found it useful, then please like, subscribe and hit that bell icon for further videos which I'm going to make. Alright, let's get started.
So we've got to the last part of the lesson where we'll be going through some questions, and we'll do a speaking activity as well. So let's get started about the past continuous. So to start off with, we've got 5 simple questions just to get us warmed up. So the first one here, I do my homework last night. So we need to change this to the past continuous. So using the rules which we learned before, we can do that. So I'd like you to pause the video now, try to do the activity on your own. If not, continue and I will talk about each one and give you the answers. So let's begin with the first one. I do my homework last night. So the first part here, we have the subject, I. So is it was or were? That's right, it's was. So I was, and this is the verb do. What we need to do is add ing. So I was doing my homework last night. And for number 2, the same again. You, so this is the subject. Is it you was or you were? You were, and here's the verb, play. So you were playing really well. Look at number 3, they. So now this is the subject. They, again, is it was or were? That's right, they were talking on the phone. Number 4, he. Again, this is the subject. So is it he was, he were? He was. He was speaking very quickly. And the last one, she. She was walking to work. So let's continue to the next page. Here's the examples. Was doing, were playing, were talking, was speaking, was walking. So the next one is more of a speaking practice, so some improvisation. So let's have a look. Here you can see the sales chart. So if you imagine this point here is January, February, March, April, and as you can see here, the blue chart is a lot higher than the other ones. So we could say in January, the blue team was doing much better than the orange and green team. However, in February, the orange team was doing much better than the blue and green team. For March, we go back, the blue team and the green team were doing very well. However, the orange team wasn't doing very well. And the last one, the blue team and the green team were doing much better than the orange team. So again, I'd like you to practice on your own. Use this chart to help you to make up some new sentences. So now we've got some more questions. It's the last page. However, these questions are a little more difficult. So let's have a look. So same as before, if you'd prefer to do this activity on your own, then please pause the video now. If not, we will continue and we'll have a look at the answers together. So let's begin with the first one. So what you do when he arrived? So we've got a question. So we have to have a look at the subject, you. Is it was or were? So what were you doing? So we changed the verb, ing. What were you doing when he arrived? The second one, she watched TV at 4 o'clock. So this is a statement. So the subject, she was watching TV at 4 o'clock. The next one is another statement. They not sleep until 3 o'clock. So now we've got the negative. So they were not sleeping until 3 o'clock. The next one, Matthew work when I telephoned. So Matthew, is it was or were? Matthew was working, verb ing, when I telephoned. The next one, I study Spanish while they were studying French. So the clues here, they were studying, however I was studying. So I was studying Spanish while they were studying French. This one here is a negative. I not pay attention during the presentation. So I was not paying, verb ing, attention during the presentation. I hope you were. This one here is a question. So question was Brian is the subject talking during the lesson. Was Brian talking during the lesson? And the last one, we not cook when she walked in the door. So negative here. We were not cooking when she walked in the door. Perfect. Well, that's the end of today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed the new format where we go through the questions together at the end. Again, if you found it useful and if you want to see more videos like this, then please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.